Hello, Spilling the Sweet Tea fam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're making king cake inspired biscuits with the baby and all. To make these biscuits, of course, I'm using my brand, Miss Lena's Buttermilk Biscuit Mix. Miss Lena's is produced by me, Spilling the Sweet Tea. To my biscuit mix, I'm adding some cinnamon sugar. I did about 4 tablespoons of cinnamon sugar. Y'all, I have never had a king cake, but I see them all over social media, and I really wanted to try to make a biscuit version of a king cake. So this is me incorporating the cinnamon sugar into the biscuit mix. I also wanted to add some crunch to these biscuits, so I'm adding some pecans. And yes, that's how I say it, pecans, not pecans. I know that traditional king cakes don't have pecans in it, but I wanted to add some just for a little extra razzle dazzle. I'm making my biscuits in the Miss Lena's biscuit bowl. If you're new to following me, this bowl is a replica of the wooden dough bowl I saw my mother make her biscuits in my entire life. So I have now replicated it and I sell it on my site, spillingthesweettea.com. The next thing I'm going to do is add 1 stick of frozen butter and grate it into my flour mixture. Now, baby, if you don't have one of these rotary graters, run to Amazon and get you one. When I tell you I love this for grating butter, grating cheese, you can grate potatoes if you want to make hash browns. It is absolutely amazing and it makes things so much quicker. It suctions onto the countertop and it does not move. And just like that, voila, I have grated my butter into my biscuit mixture. So the next thing you want to do is just incorporate your butter into your flour mixture just like this. I'm using a fork to incorporate everything. That's how I saw my mom make her biscuits every single weekend during my childhood. She never used her hands, which a lot of people do use their hands, but I always just use a fork. Once you have everything incorporated, you just want to make a well into the bottom of your bowl. This is the beauty of the Miss Lena's biscuit bowl. You can make that well right in the middle because that is where your buttermilk is going to go. Once you have your well, all you want to do is add 1 cup of buttermilk. I'm using whole buttermilk here and it's really thick, so I'm going to need a little bit more buttermilk, but typically you just need 1 cup of buttermilk. Now, you see how the buttermilk is completely in the well. All you want to do is start incorporating your flour mixture with that buttermilk. And this is the beauty of the Miss Lena's bowl because it allows you to start incorporating the flour mixture with the buttermilk a little bit at the time. This is how my mama always made her biscuits. She would pull a little bit off the side and mix it in the middle. Pull a little bit off the side and mix it in the middle. This is the Shirley May way. That was my mom. She is the one who taught me how to cook. And this is how I saw her make her biscuits every single weekend. Except she would make drop biscuits most of the time. I'm making biscuits with flour and I'm going to roll them out and cut them out. She would just roll her biscuits in her hand and put them in the pan. My mother always used Crisco to make her biscuits. I use butter because I wanted to roll and cut my biscuits out. Because they're king cake inspired biscuits, I wanted them to be really flaky and really tall. And when you make drop biscuits or roll them in your hand like my mother used to do, they don't come out as tall and fluffy. On the back of the packaging of Miss Lena's Buttermilk Biscuit Mix, the package instructions are exactly how my mother used to make them, with Crisco and rolling them in your hand. But on my channel and also on my other social media pages, I show you various ways that you can make biscuits. I noticed I needed to add a little bit more buttermilk because I had a lot of flour left over. This is whole buttermilk and sometimes it's a lot thicker than the lighter buttermilk or using just plain milk. So I just added some more buttermilk to incorporate the bulk of that flour that was left in my bowl. Making biscuits are not hard. It took me a while to practice to make the perfect biscuit. I actually studied my mother before she got sick with Alzheimer's, and that's how I learned to follow her recipe and her technique. You don't want the dough to be too sticky, but you don't want it to be too dry, which is why I added more buttermilk here. This is the consistency that you should be looking for. This is what perfect biscuit dough looks like to me. Now that your dough is ready, all you want to do is add some flour on top of your countertop so you can roll out your biscuits. Every time I cook, I am cooking with love. And of course, I love all of you guys for watching. Okay, so now here is the key to making tall, flaky biscuits. Make sure your surface is floured well. Add your dough to your floured surface. You also want to make sure you flour your rolling pin. That's very important. Make sure it's well floured. Now, the first thing you want to do is just roll out your biscuits, just like this. Once you roll them out to about 1/2 inch thick, the next thing you want to do is fold them over 3 to 4 times. This is how you're going to get nice and tall, flaky biscuits. Once you fold the dough over several times, you roll it out again. And just repeat this process 3 to 4 times. I normally do 3 times when I'm trying to get nice and tall, flaky biscuits. And you can see that the dough is not sticking to the counter or to the rolling pin. That's because my surface is floured well and my rolling pin is floured well. And also I don't have too much buttermilk in my dough. Now I'm going to fold it over two times, and you can see the layers. You see how the layers are in this biscuit dough? They look absolutely beautiful. I love that I added pecans to these biscuits. When I tell you, these biscuits turned out so good. The next step is just to cut out your biscuits using a biscuit cutter. You want to just cut straight down. Don't twist the cutter. Cut straight down. If you don't have a biscuit cutter, baby, you can use a glass. It is not that deep. And this is what my biscuit looks like. They came out absolutely beautiful. Now all you want to do is just repeat that process to cut out the remaining biscuits. I think I was able to make about 10 biscuits. My biscuit cutter is fairly big, so maybe 9 to 10. I like a nice size biscuit. But if you like yours smaller, just use a smaller biscuit cutter or a smaller glass. Use whatever you have. Now I just have a little bit of dough left. All I'm going to do is just roll out the remaining bit of this dough and cut out the remaining biscuits. I think I probably got about 1 more biscuit here, possibly 2. You want to make sure you don't have any dough wasted, baby. I got about 2. And I'm folding it again. I'm like, I'm about to have me a big old fat flaky biscuit right here. So I'm rolling it out again. I'm just going to cut out this biscuit. You see me dipping my biscuit cutter into flour. That helps get a perfect cut straight down. So the next thing I'm going to do before I put my biscuits in the oven is brush them with buttermilk. Brushing them with buttermilk helps brown the biscuits. You can also use an egg wash as well. It just depends on what you have. You also don't have to brush them with anything. I just like brushing mine with buttermilk or egg wash because I like pretty brown biscuits. I bake my biscuits on 450 for about 12 to 15 minutes. And I'm baking these in a cast iron skillet. You can also bake them on a baking tray as well. It's completely up to you. I added a little bit of Crisco to the bottom of my cast iron skillet. And look how beautiful these biscuits turned out. They look so beautiful. Y'all, I grew up on homemade biscuits. My mother made biscuits every weekend, like I said, for the most part. So, of course, I love plain biscuits, but I also love making biscuits different ways and just showing you how versatile making biscuits could be. I visited New Orleans last September, and I love the food there. I love the vibe. I definitely want to go back for Mardi Gras one year, and I definitely want to try an authentic king cake. But because I can't get a king cake, I made these king cake inspired biscuits instead. So I know the king cake has a frosting that goes on top, so I just made a cream cheese frosting. I used some cream cheese, half a stick of softened butter. I use about 4 ounces of cream cheese, and like I said, half a stick of softened butter. All I'm doing is giving it a good mix. Y'all, I love this cordless hand mixer. It is everything. Anytime I need to mix something really quickly, I use this one instead of my standing KitchenAid mixer. I have it listed in my Amazon storefront if you want to check it out. It's definitely one of my favorites. After my cream cheese and my butter is mixed up, I'm just going to add some powdered sugar, about 1 cup. And the last thing I'm going to add to this is some vanilla extract. You just need about a teaspoon and then a little bit of milk, about a tablespoon or 2 of milk. And then just give everything a good mix one last time. This cream cheese frosting can be used for cinnamon buns. It can be used for all types of things. So this is a nice staple recipe to have anytime you're making something where you want to add a cream cheese frosting. Anytime I'm making something with cream cheese, I always get the whipped cream cheese from the grocery store. Baby, it's already softened. That means I don't have to sit and wait for it to soften on top of my countertop. And to me, it makes the frosting more airy and more light. So not only is it more delicious, but it also saves you a lot of time. And baby, look how good this cream cheese frosting looks, and it tastes even better. Absolutely delicious. So y'all know I live in Maryland. So I went on Amazon and I was able to buy this Mardi Gras kit that I saw on Amazon. So they had the sanding sugar that was perfect to go on top of my biscuits. This is the purple and this is the green. You know the Mardi Gras colors. And then this is the gold or yellow. Absolutely beautiful. And the melanated babies. I am so here for it. So cute. So, of course, I had to hide a baby in one of my biscuits because this is a king cake inspired biscuit. So, of course, the baby had to go inside of the biscuit. That's just the tradition, right? So all I did was stuff my baby into the bottom of the biscuit, and then I just topped it with that yummy cream cheese frosting. I just used a small spatula to ice my biscuits. I wanted to get it very smooth because I'm going to put that sanding sugar on top. So I didn't want them to have a lot of waves on the biscuit. So I wanted to take my time and make sure that the icing and the frosting was very smooth on top of the biscuit. This biscuit definitely took a lot of time and effort to make, but I'm a food content creator. So I love coming up with different ideas and sharing them with all of you. I came up with this recipe because I know I am not good with making recipes with yeast. I have not been able to be successful making cinnamon rolls or any type of bread that you have to use yeast. I don't know why I'm an epic fail when it comes to yeast, but I have not been successful yet. So that's why I said I'm going to come up with this king cake biscuit because I am the queen of making biscuits. And I'm so glad I did because these came out absolutely delicious. So this is me adding the sanding sugar. I poured on the yellow, but then I decided to try to sprinkle on the purple. That was an epic fail. I went back to just pouring it on because that seems to be more effective and a cleaner effect, except this part right here. So if you try to make this, I definitely would suggest pouring it on because it actually worked better that way. So this is the beauty about cooking and trying things a different way. So I wasn't super happy at how this biscuit turned out. So when I did my other ones, I tried a different technique. So this is me pouring on the yellow, right? I'm going to pour it on and then shake off the yellow and then pour on the purple sanding sugar and then shake off the purple. Doing it this way, I was able to get cleaner sections because I really wanted to show the yellow, the purple, and the green. So this was the better way to do it. Now I'm pouring on the green. I'm going to shake it off at the end. And to me, it came out much better doing it this way. Like I said, cooking is all about trial and error, and I think they came out absolutely perfect. Look how tall and flaky these biscuits are. Oh my God, they were so good. I have come up with the king cake inspired biscuits. I don't know if anybody has made this before. One of my favorite things to do is to come up with new recipes and share them with all of you. And these are my king cake inspired biscuits. Look how cute. Like I said, I loved my experience in New Orleans. I definitely want to go back to New Orleans and also visit different parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. I definitely want to go back. Look how cute with the baby sitting on top. These biscuits were absolutely perfect. I have so many biscuit recipes in my cookbook, Memories on a Plate. There are also more recipes for biscuits on my website, spillingthesweettea.com. Of course, I had to open this biscuit on camera because this biscuit also had a baby inside. Look how flaky, and look at my baby inside my king cake inspired biscuit. So cute. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe and cut your notifications on for the next video from me, Spilling the Sweet Tea. Love you.